What a very nice place Thrupp is. Hello. All right. Yeah. This is the village of Thrupp. Only one word. Beautiful. There's a 2-day mooring here. I think I'm going to grab it.
Have you heard the tale of Aslan and the Gent? Have you seen their travels before? Well, did you know that they're back again and cruising the canals once more? Sold up downsides for a minimalised alternative life afloat. Going boldly where thousands have been before. One man, one life, one boat.
Well, good morning. And today is forecast to be perhaps the last day of the year where we've got some good sunshine. From tomorrow it's going to be raining, I think for either 2 or 3 days, and then it might brighten up a bit again. I'm around 6.5 miles from the end of the Oxford. There's 3 locks, several lift bridges, most of which I think are open. There might be an electric one which is closed. So I am going to go for it today, and I'm going to get to the end of the Oxford. Around about a mile then this morning to the first lock. And then another mile or so to the second lock. Then a mile and a half to a branch on the canal called Duke's Cut, which is one of 2 routes onto the River Thames, and possibly 1, maybe 2 lift bridges that I'll have to open. A mile or 2 later we arrive near the end of the Oxford Canal. The last section of about 200 yards is a complete dead end with no winding hole, and once you're down there you have to reverse out. We've now left Thrupp behind and we've entered Kidlington, which is essentially a natural growth of Oxford northwards over time. An ingenious use of riveted galvanised panels there in order to construct a cabin top on the boat. Roundham Lock. The last lock I went through was Shepton Weir Lock, where I had the episode with Aslan. And I came to this lock, reached for my windlass, and it wasn't there. I must have left it behind in all the panic and confusion. Fortunately, I have a spare, or two. A friendly local closed the back gate. And now some walkers are going to close the front gate. How cool is that, eh? I can't think of anywhere else in society where you'll get complete strangers just turn up and lend a hand, or muck in. Yeah, it's encouraging. Around another mile now to Kidlington Green Lock. A lot more green and pleasant along here than I imagined it was going to be. Noticeable change in the seasons now, just today. Yesterday could have been confused for summer. Today is definitely autumn. I've passed this boat numerous times coming down the Oxford. "200 yards of fabulous moorings and only one boat using them. Criminal! Though they are all off towpath and private. Why does such a popular canal have so few visitor moorings? In the city, of all places. As soon as I say that, what do we have here? There's moorings. Noted. Hello to you, sir. A fan of the videos, and says that I'm one of the main reasons why he got on a boat. So yeah, the responsibility. Kidlington Green Lock, and around 4 miles to the end of the Oxford. With autumn arriving and the canal's now gearing down, and with the end of the Oxford looming for me, I've been keeping a very close eye on all the various visitor moorings over the last 6 miles or so. And I also need to make sure that wherever I moor, I'm near to a petrol station and a food shop. By near, I mean no more than about 1.5 miles.
Hello there! Ah, you alright?
It scared the bejesus out of me. Strolling along, shadow boxing, carrying a bottle of beer in his hand. Oh my God. Oh, he's shouting to himself as well now. I'm pleased my initial reaction was, you alright? Hopped off and was about to go and close the gate, and then a boat turned up. Now around 1.5 miles to the lock at Duke's Cut, which is one of the junctions with the River Thames. Until the next lock, the canal and surrounding area becomes rural again, as we leave behind Kidlington for a short while and then join up with Oxford. Aslan definitely seems to run cleaner when the weather cools down. Very odd. Though I am going to get the injectors and the injector pumps refurbished at some point over this winter. Of course, if that all but cures the smoking, then I won't have a reason to rebuild the engine. Always best to try the cheaper and quicker alternative first before splashing out untold sums on an engine rebuild, which incidentally, if you don't know by now, I'll be doing myself. The A44 crosses the canal now. Coming up on the first of the lift bridges, Drinkwater's lift bridge, and this one is closed. I'm hoping this one will be electric, otherwise operating it from the other side could be entertaining. Yeah, that looks like a windlass operated hydraulic pump there. Well, that'll be good. And fortunately a quiet country lane as well. One of the guys on the boat that was behind, he hopped off and closed the gate, but I've let him in front because he's quicker than I am. This is the lock then, Duke's Lock, and then shortly after is Duke's Cut. Turn right to get onto the Thames, or straight on to continue along the Oxford. Got a sudden hold up here at the lock. One boat coming up, and myself and the other boat wanting to go down. Now, I've just been talking to the boater in front of me, and he spends 6 months of the year up north. I mean, up north there's loads of moorings, there's marinas, boatyards, visitor moorings everywhere, lots of facilities nearby. But down here, in one of the busiest, most popular, iconic canals in the country, there's nothing. There's one marina, and that's back up at Banbury. Well, it's more of a boatyard than anything. But no, once you get south of Banbury, everything just disappears, including mainly visitor moorings. So I have a very real problem of where am I going to winter? If I decide to carry on and go down the Thames, then I get to the K&A, and the K&A is even worse than the Oxford. Yeah, when it comes to visitor moorings. What am I going to do? Yeah, if I can't find somewhere to moor up, run my generator and do my work, then I'm not going to finish this season, am I? Yeah, and it's a long winter. I mean, it's going to be 4 months at least, 5, say 5 months. These two gentlemen here are going down Duke's Cut on the right there.
Yeah, I don't know about this year though, because I don't know where I'm going to moor. I might have to go back up.
This is Duke's Cut then. Through the lock there, and you're onto the Thames. "48 hours max mooring? Where?" We'll soon be arriving at the final lock, and shortly after there's a lift bridge. The A34. Shouldn't that be Agenda 30? As seems to be the pattern on the last 10 miles into Oxford. What were once perfectly good visitor moorings are now residential and permit moorings. Nice.
the final lock. This is Wolvercote Lock then, the last lock before the end of the Oxford. And I just checked the map and there's 3 electric lift bridges to go. That was the last lock then, Wolvercote Lock. And now around 2 miles to Itis Lock, and that's as far as I'm going. In the interest of completing the journey, however, I will be walking the last 100 yards or so to the very end of the Oxford Canal. There are moorings along here, and I can't see any signs yet, but something tells me these are either permits or part of the Agenda 21 moorings. Wow, 48 hours. The generosity overwhelms me. If you think I'm giving the impression that I'm a little bit cheesed off with regards to the mooring situation, you're not imagining it. I am. Ah, some moorings. No, they're residential. Oh, and it's a conservation area as well. Well, well, well. I got a bit excited there, saw a bit of Armco, but it's for the water point. What? 7 days? No, it's a mirage. I don't believe it. 2 days, 25 quid thing seems to be the run of the mill round here. A zero emission zone, but quite ironic that there's thousands of people exhaling carbon dioxide. I'm already getting a sore throat.